Growing up, we don't really have to manage our money, our parents usually handle everything for us. Suddenly, we find ourselves turning into adults, and it seems like a world of responsibility just lands on our heads. Financial literacy is something that no one really teaches us, we have to teach it to ourselves. But that's not how you have to do things. In this video, we're going to be going over the basics of financial literacy, and your bank account will thank you for it. What is financial literacy? Before we get to how exactly you can improve your financial literacy, you need to be literate in what it is. Financial literacy is basically knowing how to manage your money properly. Being financially literate is extremely important, especially for times like this when most people are working fewer hours than usual or unemployed because of the pandemic. With so many credit products on the market, such as credit card debt, cash advance on debit cards, and financial literacy is essential. If you just jump into it without knowing how all of this and basic money management works, you might find yourself bankrupt in your early 20s. Financial illiteracy results in more costs than income, debt buildup, a low credit score, being a target of financial fraud, and other bad outcomes. Which is the opposite of what we want. Being financially literate will help you make more informed decisions with your money and help you stabilize it. However, becoming financially literate is a task that seems much easier than it actually is. That's why we've made a little guide on how you can improve your financial literacy with just a few simple steps. Before we continue, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Hustle for Freedom, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Let's begin. Make a budget that you can stick to. One of the best ways to improve your financial literacy is by learning how to make a realistic budget, one you can easily stick to. Some people try to avoid thinking about their budget and spend each day spontaneously, which can end up meaning their money runs out really quickly, or worse, they end up in debt. Budgeting is key. The best way to make a budget that you can actually follow is by setting realistic goals for how much money you're going to make as well as how much you'll be able to save. Then you can start tracking and writing down everything you spend your money on. That way you'll be able to figure out if there's anything you shouldn't be spending as much money on. You should also make sure to keep all your receipts. This is so you can keep track of what exactly you bought and how much you bought it for. That way you can ask yourself, was it really worth it? Keeping track of what you're spending your money on is the first thing to do when trying to fix your bad spending habits and to practice money management. Knowing what you're spending and where you're spending it will make sure that your budget is easy to follow. 2. Keep track of how much you eat out. One of the biggest expenditures most people have is eating out. It's easy to lose track of the money when you're spending it on something like food. Although it might seem like it's not a big deal, if you're only spending a couple of dollars on food and drinks, over time those few dollars can add up to thousands that you could have saved. Eating out every now and then is fine, but it's doing it regularly that does more harm than good. Plus, it's not like the food is healthy anyway. Eating home-cooked food is not only much cheaper, but way healthier too, and could save you on unexpected hospital bills too. Study your receipts and see how much money you're spending on food, and then figure out a comfortable percentage of your income that you can actually afford to spend. That way, you'll be able to eat out a couple of times a month without running out of all of your money in the process. 3. Try investing. One of the biggest misconceptions is that investing money is only for the rich, or that you need to be a certain age with a huge sum of money. Assuming you aren't in debt, the sooner you start investing, the better your long-term situation will be. You don't need to have thousands of dollars to invest in something. You can even invest with just a couple of $100. A few hundred can later become more than thousands if you invest it in the right place at the right time. Investing is also great if you want to retire earlier in life. If the thought of investing scares you, take a simple investing class, consult with a financial professional, or chat with a trusted friend or relative who has expertise in the field. While investing includes risks, investing regularly and distributing your money wisely over several asset classes can help you to increase your gains while limiting your losses. Want to try options trading? Swing trading? Find good long-term investments or establish a dividend portfolio. But don't know where to start? Check out the link in the description. Join the group. Get the best plays inside. Place the trade and profit. That's all it takes. 4. Pay your credit card in full. Credit cards are a great help when it comes to managing money. You get that extra little buffer that might get you out of a tough spot every single month and build your credit score while you're at it. However, it's important to remember that credit cards can be a trap if you don't know what you're doing. Read the terms and conditions of your bank and your credit cards very thoroughly. If your credit card is subject to additional charges if you pay the minimum balance, always pay it off in full. The charges might seem minute at first, but do add up over time. It's better to spend the amount you're sure you can pay off before the due date, and pay it in full every time. 5. Create a savings account. Making a savings account is extremely important because if you keep your saved money in money that you can spend in one account, you could accidentally spend it anyway. Plus, this way you'll be making calculations way easier for yourself. When you get your monthly salary, you can quickly put aside the amount you need to save in the savings account and spend the rest without worrying too much about it. Since savings accounts are usually restricted, you literally won't be able to take out any money even if you get the urge to do so. Or you'll at least have a harder time taking it out. If you can find banks that give good interest rates on their savings account, you could even make some extra money without doing literally anything. 6. Try reading some financial books to guide you. Adding a few financial books to your personal library is a very simple approach to increase your financial literacy. Look for books that teach you how to budget, pay off debt, invest, and save. You may also branch out into specialist personal finance books on subjects like real estate investment or financial freedom. 7. Pay off your debts. Carrying a lot of debt, especially high-interest credit card debt, is among the most costly biggest mistakes people make. Pay off your debt as soon as you possibly can. Begin by identifying all of your present debt, whether it's credit card debt, student loans, or a vehicle loan, and calculate the minimal money you owe each one. Paying the bare minimum isn't going to get you out of debt quickly, so check your fixed costs and how much of your money you can dedicate to debt repayment. Try minimizing your debt's interest rate by requesting a lower rate from the issuer, merging many loans into one. Then, figure out a debt payment strategy and establish solid spending habits in order to pay off the debt as soon as possible. The lower your debt is, and the sooner you can get rid of it, the better. 8. Make sure to keep emergency funds. You never know when life will decide to throw unexpected problems towards you. That's why it's important to be well prepared for these kinds of situations at all times. If you are in debt and are not making enough to save, saving a large amount of money might appear impossible. However, putting aside around $40 to $50 now and then seems a lot more doable. To start things off, you can also sell some of the things you don't need or aren't really using anymore. It's important to have at least $800 to $1,000 in your bank account as emergency funds, and if you're debt-free, as much as possible. By having an emergency fund, you won't have to worry too much when something unexpected happens. It'll also provide you with a sense of reassurance that if anything goes wrong, you'll always have that extra money to rely on. That's a wrap for today's video. What do you consider to be the best financial literacy tip you've ever gotten? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. See you in the next one.